Hello everybody, so a new car has been launched as well into 2023, and that car being the FW45 for Williams. Now, as you can see, it was active a couple of moments ago. Let's take a look at what the new car looks like if my laptop eventually decides to play ball with me and not want to take us off screen. So let's take a look then. Will Buxton was hosting the initiation of the series as well, talking about all the new features that are coming up, all of the new team principal roles. Of course, it's been very much a merry-go-round with exactly who, where, why and how this new 2023 season will go for Williams. This is the new car though that got launched a few moments ago. A couple of new sponsors to note as well, Gulf being the priority of them as well, but it hasn't changed the overall livery of the car. We understand this is a new generation of Williams. It's been completely transformed as well from last year. They want to progress forward. They don't want to be a back of the grid team, so Gulf coming in will have a little bit of the orange as well. That's why we're not having any Gulf on the McLaren this year as well. Williams going to take part of that. Alexander Albon, of course, and Logan Sargent coming in. The first one for Logan Sargent coming in as a driver. Jamie Chadwick still their third driver as well. It's going to be a whole new era as well for Williams, and luckily it's going to get them towards the forward. It's still blue. Always will be blue as well. They've sort of stuck with that overall arch of things. A new beginning for Gulf Williams Racing, official partner going forward as well. And this is the new car. This is where I'm going to take some stopping forward as well to take a look. Now, we understand it's last year's car with this year's livery, but there are certain things on this prototype car that is the same that we're going to see in testing. For instance, they've got on the new front wing, slightly changed though as well, so you can see here the little rivets along the bottom as well, brand new, modified as well, trying to get more of the ground effect as well. The reason they were so slow last year, couldn't get up to speed, couldn't overtake as much as well. Alexander Albon and Nicholas Latifi really did struggle throughout the season. Latifi, of course, no longer with the team, getting replaced as well. We all thought it was going to be Nick de Vries, but he went off to Alpha Tauri as well. So now we've got this situation where it's going to be Logan Sargent coming in. A great response though from the American teams as well, rightly so, I should point out, because absolutely fantastic that we're going to have a full-time American driver on the grid. First one since Alexander Rossi, and the first permanent American driver since Scott Speed. That was back in 2000 as well, and 6. So yeah, Gulf Energy coming through, pushing through. Stevens is a new livery as well coming in. Pure Stream as well. Pure Stream are those who did the Red Bull launch a few days ago. You might have noticed when they took over, but there's an even better look at the car. I haven't seen that one yet actually. Absolutely gorgeous looking as well. Duracell, now I see, taking over the top half of the car here as well on the new rounded off airbox. Now that is new as well. They've put that on, I notice, after Zhou Guanyu's crash at Silverstone as well. The FIA this year have decided that they're going to have a more rounded aero box and the rollover hoop as well, so it doesn't disintegrate in on itself like we saw last year. So that actually does look like a square battery, which is kind of, I think, the reasoning behind Duracell putting their logo there on the car. You can see it's got the sort of golden tip that a Duracell battery does, and the black banner as well. Same basic livery as last year, which is interesting to see. I think that's good, because the livery we had last year for Williams was actually one of the more striking ones as well. They did remove it during the season. They had more black carbon as well as a weight saver as well, because the paint was running them too heavy. I think they've resolved that this year, so it's a lot more blue at the back. You see here a look on the engine cover, a lot more blue swishes as well, darker navy blue to lighter blue as well, with a almost sky blue as well, like the ones you get in babies' nurseries at the top there as well, looking a-okay. Further down you can see still little red rivets. Duratone Ventures as well, that's their owners of course of Williams nowadays as well. So they've gone in, looks okay to me. The Pirelli tyres still the same. I noticed they've got little arrows as well. That's going to be a trippy effect up in the commentary box this year as well, whenever we're watching those as well. Looks okay. New floor I can see. Little Everts here as well. Little cracks in the side for the aeroflow with some not being ground effect. Of course, that's one thing that the ground effect era of the cars did, of course. It's no longer the top half of the floor that you've really got to look at as the picture goes again. Sorry for that. Yeah, it's no longer is it going to come back to me? There we go. Yeah, so it's no longer the top half of the floor that's really the problem. It's the underfloor that sort of drags in between it and sort of gets all underneath. So unless some of these cars flips over, we're not going to get a good look. I've banged the table, that's why that camera's gone again. Honestly, I don't know what's going on. It's so glitchy today. We've been doing this for ages, and the camera just keeps glitching out on us. Yeah, so it's now the underfloor of the car that's got the really suction into it as well. I guess we'll see it in testing in Bahrain, of course, and we'll bring the images up as per usual from what we see throughout the testing day. If there is anything big different, so we can see it. Let's roll it on and see what else happens in this launch as well. It's still going on. We've just sort of paused it. Will Buxton there as well. Don't really think we need to listen to Will. At this moment, there's our new eSport team as well that's coming in for Williams eSport Racing. PSGL, who I work with as well, Premier Sim Gaming League as well. That's going to be great. Zach O'Sullivan there as well. He's in Formula 3 this year. Ollie Gray as well, Williams Driver Academy coming up the order into it as well. And just having a quick look as well with all these interviews. That's Franco Colapinto, that's in Formula 3, moving up to Formula 2. I really want to see Jamie Chadwick, of course, going over to Indy NXT or Indy Next as well. Still a Williams reserve driver. She's going to be incredibly important to see how she gets on over his stateside as well, running at the IndyCar. There's an interview there with Will Buxton. We're only showing what we can of the car, so trying to see if there is actually any updates on what we're seeing. Logan Sargent with an exclusive interview. That's him with a fish. How nice to see that there as well. And drinking some things as well and getting ready. Alexander Albon, here he is. After last year, this is a sort of Alexander Albon definitely, I think, strikes me as the kind of driver that Williams want to mould. And look at that new black overalls as well, with the Gulf badges either side of the chest, and Duracell and the Mercedes badge still there as well. Looks absolutely fantastic. And Alexander Albon, after having a difficult season last year, he got saved after we got dropped from the Red Bull program, got saved by Williams, and then decided to join in as well, and comes along for the party with Williams. Now he's no longer at all part of the Red Bull driver program. He's a pure Williams driver this season, and I think it's still looking great as well. He had appendicitis, of course, forced him to miss the Italian Grand Prix. Came back in Singapore 2 weeks later, did one of the hardest drives of his career, didn't moan once. Absolutely fantastic guy there as well. I think as well that's back up to live broadcast. There they are now. We're talking to Will Buxton. By the way, this launch that we're watching live, because this is now colored to what we're watching, that's pre-recorded, so it's not at all what is, because Will Buxton's on holiday today, we saw on his Instagram, so this is pre-recorded content. But there they are, your two Williams drivers for this season, Alexander Albon and Nicholas Latifi as well. Not bad going forward. Let's take another look at the car, though. I think that's what we all want to see coming into this as well, if we can. Here we go. Sorry, Will. So here we go. That's it then. We've seen a look at the car. We've had all the traditional runners. We're going to stay on here for a little bit because we're going to go to Twitter and we're going to get access to see what they've got to deal with us as well. But a whole bold new era for Formula 1 as well. Looks absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look then at some images alongside it of the car. Here it is at the bottom of your screen. So you can, we really needed that in a bigger one as well for Williams as well. But looks absolutely stunning as well, that car. Just want to save that image actually because it looks absolutely fantastic. But there we are. eSport rigs coming into play as well, and whole new generations of talent coming through the order. It's pretty much the same car as last year. It has changed ever so slightly. New sponsors coming in, new floors, new aero boxes, but still the same old Williams. They want to get away from being at the back of the grid. Let's hope they can. Gulf Williams Racing is the new car and the new livery coming into fruition as well. So there you have it, everyone. Fully in the flesh. Another one launched. That's Haas. We'll have an update on the Haas car coming shortly. They've only released a livery, so we can really only talk about the livery. Red Bull, we had their launch. They co-streamed it with us as well. It was a bit of a mess. And, of course, Williams now launching it here as well with their car. Next up, I believe it's Alpha No, it's Alfa Romeo tomorrow. We'll be live for that one as well, taking a look at it from their part. But there it is, the brand new Williams Gulf Racing as well. Fantastic to have Gulf back in the sport. It was rumoured that they were going to be the title sponsor. Nice to see it's been made official here this evening. And a bit of a different livery. That is, I think, safe to say, the first organic hybrid sort of car. The launch cars are always hybrids between the previous years and this year's. And I think that's the closest. I would say that's 75% new car, 25% old car as well. So there you have it then. Brand new livery, brand new car, and a brand new look as well for Williams as they try and earn their way back up. Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for your company. Just a quick little look there at the new Williams. Not bad at all. Bye for now.